always looking at you, kid.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
You were expecting someone else? No more foreplay. Name's Bond. James Bond.
GoldenEye, Brosnan, Pierce Brosnan. I love GoldenEye. I remember punching the air when I heard that Pierce Brosnan was cast as James Bond. As I'm sure everybody knows, he was originally cast for Living Daylights, but the Remington Steel producers pulled a shifty and held him to his contract, so the part eventually went to Timothy Dalton, who was also, I think, a very underrated Bond. But if there was ever a perfect choice for Bond, it was Brosnan. He was a lovely combination of Roger Moore and Sean Connery. Okay, cards on the table. Sean Connery is the first, and arguably he's the GOAT. He's the best Bond. Roger Moore was my James Bond. I grew up with him. Just, you can criticise him all you like, but he saved that series in the 1970s. But then Brosnan. I think the secret weapon for the Broccolis was actually Martin Campbell. I mean, he relaunched the series twice. GoldenEye, obviously, and Casino Royale. Now, controversially, I'm not a Daniel Craig fan. I think Casino Royale was an excellent movie. I also very much enjoyed Skyfall. But half the time, I just feel like his take on Bond wasn't what I wanted in Bond. His films were good. They were watchable. I own them. Do I rewatch them much? No. But honestly, GoldenEye, yes, let's get this out of the way first. The soundtrack for GoldenEye is pretty crap. I think it was Eric Serra. He was apparently a bit of an arrogant so-and-so. Martin Campbell wanted him to rescore a couple of bits. The famous tank sequence was actually rescored by, I think, a guy called John Altman, who did a bang-up job. The theme tune, written by The Edge and Bono and sung by the legendary Tina Turner, is fantastic. I think surprisingly it wasn't a big hit, but it's one of my favourite Bond themes. And the amazing title sequence. I mean, I'm mad on title sequences, and the Bond sequences are some of the best in the movie business. They really are. But back to the movie itself. I mean, that first scene, that bungee jumping scene where they introduced Brosnan, they had me hooked right from the first 5 minutes. Judi Dench, female M. I mean, how good was she? And also keeping with modern times. I mean, there was a female M in MI6. Or was it MI5? I can't remember. But obviously Bond works for MI6. So the casting was spot on. I mean, Alan Cumming. How good is Alan Cumming?
I am invincible!
And of course, you can't go past the legendary Sean Bean as the main villain. Spoilers, 006 turns bad. If you haven't seen it, it's a bit late now. True to form, Sean Bean dies in the movie. He's infamous for having died in most of his roles. But I thought he was a great physical and emotional match for 007. And this showdown at the end is stellar. I think one of my major criticisms, apart from the soundtrack, which I can kind of live with, no Aston Martin. And I know there were lots of reasons for that. And I know BMW came on board. And for a while there, that BMW model was probably one of the most popular cars in the world. But that was sadly lacking. But apart from that, I mean, honestly, Robbie Coltrane, I mean, how good was he? Sadly missed, and he was brilliant. An early role for Minnie Driver before she became famous, but she captures the screen for the 5 minutes or so she's on it. No, I think it's a film that is really one that you can watch and rewatch and just enjoy more and more. Now, I know Brosnan has a lot of criticism about his movies. If I'm honest, I enjoy them all. Brosnan is never less than great. I personally love Tomorrow Never Dies. I liked World Is Not Enough, and I liked the first half of Die Another Day. And then the buggers sacked him, didn't they? He would have gone on playing Bond probably to his old age if he was allowed to. He loved the role. Unlike Daniel Craig, who seemed to hate every minute of it, just took the paycheck. Look, having said that, Casino Royale was a great idea. The reboot was a great idea. They got the rights to Casino Royale. What are they going to do other than use it? And I guess they figured that an older Bond was not appropriate for an origin story. So I get why they did it. But you know what? They shafted Brosnan. They really did. But the classy guy, although he was angry at the time, I remember there were some headlines, he's been quite civil about the whole thing. And obviously has a great deal of affection for the Bond character. Honestly, guys, if there's one person out there that hasn't seen GoldenEye, honestly, do yourself a favour and see it. It's a fantastic movie. I guess tell me in the comments what you think of it. Was it your first Bond film? I mean, it probably was for a lot of you. Or was it the one that reignited your interest in Bond? It did for me. I'll be honest. Roger Moore left probably one film too late. View to a Kill, despite being fun, is not his best work. I enjoyed Living Daylights. In hindsight, I like License to Kill. At the time, I wasn't happy with it. I could see what Timothy Dalton was trying to do with the role, and I think now in the wake of Daniel Craig, we can all see that he was, ahead of his time. But I wanted a misogynist dinosaur giving wisecracks when he dispatches a villain, raising an eyebrow, twinkling at the camera, but not descending into farce, as some of, unfortunately, Roger Moore's films did. And I really think Pierce Brosnan was the perfect mix. If and when Amazon goes ahead with the new Bond franchise, I shouldn't say if, it's a cash cow, and they paid a fortune for it. So when they go ahead with it, I hope they respect the concept of James Bond and don't make him all new age and touchy-feely. And don't recast him as a woman. I don't care if he's not Caucasian, but I would rather they stuck to the original premise, stuck by Ian Fleming, at least kept him British. But he has to be an anti-hero. The guy was an assassin. But don't go po-faced and serious on us. The reason most of us went to see the Bond movies was the excitement, the women, and the humour. It was very knowing, and it was escapist. It was wish fulfillment. It wasn't meant to be real. And of course, I can't leave this without mentioning two legends, John Barry and the secret source of the later Bond films, David Arnold. Bring back David Arnold, guys. He just knows Bond. He gets it. Bring back Martin Campbell, David Arnold, or if you really have to, write a big paycheck and get Christopher Nolan. But don't revise Bond. Make it great. Watch GoldenEye and then think about making a new Bond film. Alright, that's enough crap from me. Watch the clips. I'll see you guys next time, and let me know in the comments what you think, as always. I'll see you guys next time. See you later.
You don't like me, Bond. You don't like my methods. You think I'm an accountant. A bean counter, more interested in my numbers than your instincts.
The thought had occurred to me.
Good. Because I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. A relic of the Cold War. Whose boyish charms, though wasted on me, obviously appeal to that young woman I sent out to evaluate you.
Point taken.
Not quite, 007. If you think for one moment I don't have the balls to send a man out to die, your instincts are dead wrong. I've no compunction about sending you to your death. But I won't do it on a whim, even with your cavalier attitude towards life.
When the world is the target
72 hours ago, a secret weapon system was detonated over Serenaya.
and the threat is real,
GoldenEye exists. A radiation surge that destroys everything with an electronic circuit.
you can still depend on one man.
I want you to find GoldenEye.
3,
Find who took it.
2,
And stop it.
1.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time, 007 is facing the ultimate enemy. The man who knows him best.
Hello, James. What an unpleasant surprise.
006.
What's the matter? No pithy comeback?
He was your friend, and now he's your enemy, and you will kill him.
Is the satellite in range? Target is London.
Now, the entire world is about to be caught in the crossfire.
See you in hell, James.
You first.
Kill him.
The pleasure will be all mine.
Did you check her out?
Head to toe.
3 clicks, arms the fuse. Don't say it.
The writing's on the wall?
Grow up, 007.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. A relic of the Cold War.
You know, James, I was always better.
Both of you, stop it! You like boys with toys. The trick is to quit while you're still ahead.
I wouldn't think of it.
Charming, sophisticated secret agent. Shaken but not disturbed.
Get us out of here!
Bond, only Bond. Man just won't take a hint.
You don't need the gun.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
On November 17th, United Artists brings you,
Trust me.
James Bond.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die?
That's one trick I've never learned. Name's Bond. James Bond.
See reflections on the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface in every shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. GoldenEye, I found his weakness. GoldenEye, he'll do what I please. GoldenEye, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss. behind. You'll never know the days, the nights, the tears I've cried. But now my time has come, and time is not on your side. See him move through smoke and mirrors, feel his presence in the crowd. Other girls, they gather around him. If I had him, I wouldn't let him out. GoldenEye, not lace or leather. Golden chain, take him to the spot. GoldenEye, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels to get so close and be denied.